Hi everyone, it's Mike here from Canadian BBQ Boys. I wanted to sit down today and just go through some of the past experiences that we've had in growing our business. I know I've made some of these videos in the past, but I haven't really been able to kind of sit down and walk you through our story. It's been an amazing ride over the past 8 years, and we're continuing to grow and thrive. And we do have an amazing update that I'm really excited to share with everyone today. So when we first started this business, me and my business partner back in 2015, we had no idea where it would be today. We started by knocking on doors. We knocked on probably around 3,000 doors in our first year to get our first 300 customers. We worked super hard cleaning barbecues through the day and knocking on doors at night. And we pretty much did that business model until we burnt out by the end of the summer and had our start in obviously entrepreneurship. We were able to make a little bit of money. We were able to kind of hone our skills, mostly focusing on our sales skills and developing the service, as well as pricing and different things that we were figuring out along the way. In our second year, we shifted our business model quite a bit. We actually moved to hiring some of our friends on board. We were able to go through a really cool program in our university, at the University of Guelph, the Hub Incubator program. And through that program, we rebranded from M&M BBQ Boys to Canadian BBQ Boys. This was a huge step in our journey. We obviously were making a big rebrand and professionalizing our company. We came up with new pricing structures. We came out with a hiring plan. We had some money that we were able to get in grants from the school and other innovation centers. And we just really took the business a lot more seriously that year. We focused our entire school year while we were going to school on developing the business, on building up our systems, and really just figuring out how to hire and manage people. And we had a pretty good second year. We grew the business about 3 times over that year, and really started to establish ourselves as a more professional service in the areas that we were operating in. Now in year 3, this was a year of a lot of different things happening. We had a lot of failures and a lot of successes. So in our third year, we actually had the opportunity to go on Dragon's Den. This was really cool opportunity that we had. They actually ended up calling us. We never really thought we were ready to go on the show, but I guess one of the producers had gotten our service the previous year. They called us up and they really wanted us to come out and audition. We didn't really think too much of it until they actually started to follow up with us quite regularly and showed a lot of interest in having us on the show. So, you know, we decided to give it a shot, and we went out, we auditioned, and we ended up getting on the wait list. We were called in to pitch on Dragon's Den 48 hours before the show was filming, so we had almost no time, and we were in the middle of training our staff, so we had to reshuffle our schedules, and we kind of seized the opportunity, and we went on the show. We got to deal with Jim, and it was an amazing turning point for our business. Now, that year we pitched that we would be creating a contractor type business model where we would give 50% to our employees / contractors, who would then go out and handle all the services and hiring and different things. We were trying to develop, I guess, sort of a student franchise kind of model where we would focus on the marketing and management and those sort of things, and we would hire someone or contract out the actual service work. This did not work at all. We had a terrible year. We couldn't figure out this business model, and we knew that this was just something we had to rethink. And so when we actually went on Dragon's Den, we pitched a business model that we did not end up doing in the end. It was really interesting though, and we learned a lot from it. But what we learned is really that business model wasn't the right business model for us. And the next year we focused entirely on hiring employees, managing those employees effectively, and really just developing the business in, I would say, the right way. So in our fourth year, we had another gigantic year where we grew the business significantly. We hired different territory managers as employees, and then a lot of cleaners under them. So we had different managers who were managing specific areas and a lot more employees, and we invested a lot more into marketing. You know, we focused on digital ad campaigns and continue to grow our existing customer bases across the areas that we were operating in. Things went really well. We were really excited about the growth that year. We weren't as profitable as we would have liked to be, so we had a little bit of issues with that. And that year I actually ended up buying out my business partner at the time. So, you know, it was a very interesting year. Things kind of you know, a lot of different changes with changing our business model to buying out the business partner to going into debt to do that and pay him out. but it was a really exciting year, and it's when I fully went all in on this business. That year I was also graduating from university, so I made a big decision to really focus on this full time once I graduated, going into debt obviously to buying them out and putting all my eggs in this basket, and honestly it couldn't have worked out better. So the next year was a very interesting year. It would have been 2020, the pandemic year, when we fully took the business on full time. We went directly into a pandemic, and it was a really challenging time, lots that we had to figure out, but we honestly had the best year we could have ever hoped for. Obviously there was a lot of challenges with COVID, but we saw a skyrocket in demand for our service, and we had more leads than we knew what to do with. Which is the first time we've ever had that problem. We sold out all of our time slots throughout the entire summer. We actually had to stop accepting jobs, and our biggest problem that year was finding employees who were either off on employee assistance, or weren't working, or we just had too much demand and we were never able to hire enough people that year. So our biggest problem had changed from finding leads to finding employees, and that year we focused a lot on improving the employee experience, making sure that we were making that experience as good as possible so that we would never have that problem again, and having to find employees has never really been a problem after that. So our next year, 2021, another really strong year. We finally passed the $1 million mark in revenue, which was a huge accomplishment, something that I was always looking forward to as a young entrepreneur. And it really just solidified ourselves as a really rapidly growing business that was thriving, and we were super excited with, again, the growth from 2021. We focused 2021 on developing our systems, our processes, and our employee and customer experiences. So 2021 was an extremely pivotal year. It's when I made the decision to start focusing on franchising the business and starting to develop the programs behind the scenes on how we would actually go about doing that. And we made quite a bit of progress with that, creating operations manuals, putting processes down on paper, making sure that, if I were to leave tomorrow, the business would have a playbook on entirely how it could be run by the management. And that's really what the focus was. Now, jumping into 2022, we doubled down on that. We focused a lot of our energy and effort on establishing the business, on building on our processes, our services, and our offering, and also just really refining everything that we needed to refine for franchising. So we established all of our legal documentation, so our FDD, our franchise agreement, our operations manuals, all the different resources that we really needed to kick off franchising. It's about 2 years in the making and a good amount of investment, but we're officially now launched, and we're so excited to have the program. And I'm really excited to announce that we're officially launched as Grill Hero. So Grill Hero is going to be our franchising system. It's going to be the brand that we're going to be selling off territories as we move forward. And we're looking to sell franchises across Canada and then into the US. So we have really high ambitions and a really strong focus on this. And we've already sold our first franchise. His name is Zach Gomes, and he is going to be running our Peel region for this year, for 2023. And we can't be more excited to have him on board as our first franchising partner. And so we have all the most faith that he's going to have an amazing year this year. We're focusing all of our efforts on making sure he's successful. And then we are looking for more franchises for 2024 for next year. So really focusing on making sure Zach is going to have a great year and refining everything we need to refine for the franchising program this year, 2023, and then next year we're going to try and go a little bit larger and sell off quite a few more territories. Another great thing that we did this past year in 2022 is we launched our oven cleaning service, and we did about, I think, just under 200 oven cleanings so far. So it was quite successful, and we're starting to see a lot more demand, and things are really picking up for it. So we've become a full year-round business, where obviously before we were very seasonal with our barbecue cleaning. We're now doing a lot of oven cleaning. We've also started to do some commercial kitchens and other things that we can do in the off season. And so really what we're trying to do is just establish a couple more service lines so that we can be a full year-round business. We can hire on technicians who could stay with us 12 months out of the year. And then we can pass that all down through our franchising system where people can have less seasonal businesses and really have this as their full-time thing. So a lot of different things happening. We're really excited with the journey that we've been on and obviously how far we've come, but there's just so much further to go. So we're so excited to be kind of where we're at right now, but we still have so much more work to do. Where I see it is in 3 years, we're gonna be across Canada, and in 5 years, we're gonna be penetrating into the US, selling franchises, and 7 to 8 years, we'll have over 100 locations across North America. So it's a really exciting time to kind of be in this business, and obviously we've come very, very far, but we're really excited for where we're going. And if you're someone who wants to support us, who wants to get involved, who's interested in a franchise, feel free to reach out to me directly. I'm always happy to talk to people who are just interested about what's going on. Maybe you have some insight or knowledge on how we can do things better, or maybe you're interested in partnering with us and becoming a franchisee, or you're interested in working for us, or whatever it is. I'm always happy to jump on a phone call, always happy to talk with anyone who's interested in either becoming a partner or as a customer. Always interested in having those conversations. So thank you so much for watching this video. I know it was a little bit of a longer one, but I wanted to be able to just share all of our updates and our story. Thanks again, and we'll see you soon.